Greetings, everyone. How are you guys today? I am Monique, also known as the Moon Mama, here today with Gabrielle. I'm waiting for her so we can come in and talk about the astrology and the work that we're doing in our community to help to support us in transforming ourselves. Okay. Um, um, So I'm really excited. The astrology is super intense, you guys. We're about to go into eclipse season, and um, eclipse season is going to be moving through Aries and Libra. Oh, why are you unable to join, Gabrielle? It's saying you're unable to join. Why is that? Why is that? You have to join on a phone, Gabrielle. You can't join on your computer. Maybe that's why. You have to do it on the phone. Um, so we're gonna try that again. So anyway, eclipse season is going to be in Aries and Libra, and the North Node is in Aries, meaning that we are being pushed to. Okay, okay, we're trying again. We're being pushed to become more self. Hey, Gabrielle. Hi.
Hey, my love, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for joining. Or thank you for not joining. We're creating this. We're gonna be here talking about the astrology, right?
Weekly Moon Monday, y'all. What's up?
Yes. Um, and before you came, while I was trying to get you in, I wanted to talk a little bit just because I wanted to take up the space
Yeah.
with some words. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Well, happy Monday, everybody.
I was talking about though the eclipses that are coming, Gabrielle.
Y'all ready for that? Are you even prepared? Are you even informed of what to expect, what this means, what is ahead of us?
Yes, yes. It's a very significant eclipse. This eclipse is moving through America. And we just come out of our Pluto return, and we're starting we the thing that I love about the universe is how cycles start slowly, right? Like it's everything is cyclical, right? So you're always able to get in from wherever point of view you are, because astrology is expansive and it bends, and you know what I mean? It's not linear. It's not like this is your one and only chance to get it, and if you don't get it now, you're going to miss out forever. That's not the nature of this universe, y'all. Right.
It's just
Right.
a cycle, a spiral.
That's right. So you want to see where you are in the spiral and get yourself aligned. Um and the opportunity with these eclipses is because the eclipse is happening, the North Node is in Aries, and this is about the self. This is about, that warrior archetype, Gabrielle, and the warrior to be true to yourself, to become who you are meant to be.
Yes.
So many of us think that who we are meant to be has something to do with other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it might, and it probably will, but initially, you've got to be loyal to the seed of your own consciousness.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And so,
And it
go ahead.
reminds me too, Aries is a very young energy. And
Yes,
so I feel like the word loyal is such a mature, like sometimes we don't even know what it means. But when you think about the innocence of a child, it's the innocence of you being and accepting and loving that innocent nature
yes,
that you are and just being that way, being who you are.
Yes.
because we watch children learn from everybody around them, but that particular child has a unique personality, has a
Yeah.
unique way of
Yeah.
being. And it's not until we get older do we start trying to play this trickster game of like, oh, if I wear this personality, it'll get me
Yeah.
that. If I do this thing, it'll get me that. It's like, be your innocent self. Who
Yes.
are you underneath all the tricks and the manipulations and the math that you figured out as a kid to get what you need?
That's right. That is right. Y'all, let
Oh,
me tell y'all, I love this conversation because it, like, it's, I feel like out in the world, there's so much combat going on right now. There's so much, your dog should be leashed.
that's Monique. Y'all. Monique gonna make sure people on their
Your
game.
dog should be on a leash. I'm sure she's beautiful and lovely, but she should be on a leash. You should be with her. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful dog, though. Like, I love that. It was a
Oh,
Doberman Pinscher. It was
oh, I
beautiful.
like those. I had a mini Doberman picture when I was a little girl.
Yes, but those dogs are weapons, right? You got a weapon walking up on you. But I create my reality, so I could feel that she was coming lovingly.
Oh,
It was sweet. You know what I mean? Um, but so this conversation about innocence and within the world being so combative right now as the dog walks up to me, right?
Monique and I go through this 10 times a day where we're like, see, what I was holding inside is now reflected outside.
That
We
is right.
love that.
You cannot
We love
make
it.
this shit up. You
No,
cannot make it up. You
no.
cannot. Right. And so we have this opportunity to really learn how to use the energy and not just get sucked into what everyone else is doing. And the way to come to that is by learning to be true to yourself.
Yes.
And it's like learning how your energy works. Like, here it is, I'm speaking something, and as I'm speaking it, I'm having an experience of it. That's how my energy works. It's that creative. It's
Yeah.
that
So the
fast.
eclipse is in Aries.
Yes.
That's upcoming. It's in
Yes.
Aries. So does that mean it's happening in the sun season of Aries? Is that like, because that's next, right?
Yes.
After
It's the
Pisces.
beginning of the sun season in Aries, because I think
Okay.
Aries starts April 1st or something like that.
Mar-
Yes. No,
March
April,
20th or
yeah,
something.
March, something like that. Right. And so then the eclipse, the sun is going to be there, and then we're going to have the full moon or the new moon in Libra. So it's riding that axis. Oh,
Wow.
wow. So the axes are going to change again also. So yeah, so the question is, how is this showing up in your lives, you all? How is this? Because I'm all in my own story right now. How's your life reflecting the astrology right now, Gabrielle?
Yeah.
Like, so the moon is in Sag today.
The moon is in Sag. Beautiful, beautiful. So what I do, y'all, is I go to the house. Where does Sag sit, in my astrological house? I'm a Taurus rising, so I have Sag in the eighth house, Scorpio, so there are a lot of things going on around that right now in my life. And that's usually how I make it applicable to me is, okay, this is where the sun is, the moon is, but this is where it actually is for me particularly. And
Yes.
then, I mean, the themes are so real, y'all. Like this morning, I was thinking about the fact I'm a Taurus rising, and Leo sits in my fourth house, which is the house of the Cancer. And my mom is a Leo. Like,
Yes.
so the way that I learned mothering, which is the conversation that I'm personally in right now, is like, how did I learn mothering? How do I value the mother? That's really how I deal with that. And so, with the moon being in Sag today, I'm smart about it. I'm like, let me do research. Sag
Mm-hmm.
is like, research it, understand it, have a higher learning experience about it.
Yes.
So that's usually how I relate to the current astrology of like, this is what's going on. But this eclipse, I'm really excited to talk about that because you and I, Monique, have been having conversations around real authenticity. You know what I
Yes.
mean? The real authenticity that we carry. And I feel like we are really coming on the other side of some serious
Yes.
conditionings because we all went to school. It was 20 or 30 of us in class being taught this one thing, this one way. And that was the way that system was made to try to manage children. I
Yes.
don't have
Mhm.
anything on it anymore. Like, oh, they were trying to do this to me. They
Right.
were trying to
Right.
take my brilliance. No, they was trying to manage all this population, y'all.
Yes.
Okay? Nobody was
Yes.
trying to do
Yes.
nothing to us. They were trying to
Yes.
manage the population.
Right.
But we're coming out of this conditioning, and now you have Aquarius as the prime energy. Pluto is in Aquarius
Hmm.
right now. So this is community changing. These are organizations changing. And then you have this eclipse in Aries, which is like you, that
Yes.
drop in the ocean. You are strong enough to affect that whole ocean, but you
Yes.
focus on that drop that you are.
That's
You
right.
focus on that drop and you affect the whole world by just paying attention to you,
That's
making yourself the
that's right.
priority, understanding how you affect
That's
everything,
right.
understanding how you have created everything that you're experiencing
That's right.
around you, how you're
Right.
manifesting this in your life. You know, so I have
Woo.
Aries in the 12th house, y'all. So I'm a little scared because that's where your hidden fears are. This is
Yes.
where it's like kind of cloaked. Like I consider that the house of cloaking, where
Yes.
it's just under stuff.
It's the subconscious. It's the subconscious. It it's devotee. It's, you know what I mean? Like it's the amenta, like the ancients called it the amenta. It's where everything comes from.
Yeah.
It's the ocean, right? So there's the great unknown there. So I get it.
Yeah.
And in Western astrology, they say the place of secret enemies, but I translate the place of secret enemies as the the places where you're an enemy to yourself and you
For
can't see it,
sure.
so you project it
For
outside of
sure.
you.
There
Yes,
is no enemy without if there's no enemy
that's
within. So
right.
that means once again, everything has to come back to numero uno. So
That's
for me,
right.
I'm like, there are no enemies outside of me. I am my own enemy. Where
That's
do I
right.
do that? And I've been finding it like, oh, okay. And even this
Woo!
morning, I had an experience where that super critic part of me wanted to say,
Yes,
see, you don't get what you want. See, you
yes,
don't have what you want. And I said, come, I love you.
yes,
There's nothing you can't
yes,
have. If you
yes,
if that situation is not meant for you, let it be. That
yes,
means that there's things far greater, far
yes,
better, far more expansive that are waiting for you. For your
yes,
energy up. It's okay.
yes.
And being a Scorpio moon, y'all, I have really had to learn how to nurture that part of myself that
Hmm.
wants to take things as threats.
Yes, that's right. It's not just the Scorpio moon; it's the Scorpio moon conjunct
Yeah, I
Pluto
have
that would have
Scorpio
you
moon
want to.
conjunct
That's
Pluto,
right.
says the astrologer.
It's that that is that. It is that that energy will fight tooth and nail, and especially in Scorpio, and it's that secret, private, internal thing. Like one of the things about Gabrielle similarities in our astrological energies in various platforms, and so the thing that I love about my connection to you is that I understand that deep dark warrior, you know what I mean, that Kali energy, right? And the world is not ready for that, but we have it. And because we've been suppressing it, because we've been making it wrong, because everybody wants to be, what the world says is beautiful or smart and fun, we overstep our own darkness, and if you do, it will come for you. And so, like, learning to master a Pluto conjunct the moon in Scorpio is no small thing. It really is no small thing. Um, and so, with this eclipse in Aries, focusing on ourselves, that means that we're not focusing on the other, because the following eclipse 2 weeks later is going to be in Libra, and it's the South Node. So, it's really important right now. So, I'm speaking as a person who really follows astrology. I'm very devoted. Like, I am a devotee to my codes, is what I would say. Like, the way, like, I used to go hard for Jesus, I go hard for people understanding themselves now. Like, I feel like that is the only way to do it. And so I also have the North Node in Aries, which is why I was like, I'm going to be single. I'm going to focus. But while the North Node is in Aries, we won't have this again for another 28 years. Everyone is better to focus on themselves. And
Absolutely.
when I hear people talking about relationships and all that sort of stuff, and without having the understanding that it is their creation, it's one thing if if we're all in this work and we understand that we're creating a reality. That's one way to talk about a relationship. But it's another thing to talk about a relationship as if it's separate from you
Right.
in the old ways, that
Right.
old language. He
Right.
did this, she ain't this, they did that. That shit is outdone. That reality is dead, y'all.
Oh,
And the more of us that understand that trend is gone, which lasted for 60 years of the other and blaming the other and making them the problem, and understanding now that we're creating our reality. So this focus on relationships is problematic from my perspective,
yeah.
because you're to be focused on
Yes.
yourself. And focusing on yourself is going to make you who you need to be, so that you can be happily, harmoniously in a relationship.
Yeah.
Most of us are not functioning in our codes, we're functioning in our conditioning.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
conditioning has is that those relationships are over with. This happily ever after, somebody coming to help me save myself, love that, like, that shit is done with. That was all a trope that just created a way to help people relate to one
Yeah.
another. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
It was an
that was it.
experiment.
That's all it was. And now we need to learn how to really relate to ourselves, so that we show up with relationships that are in affinity to one another. Not because I need your money, not because I think you look good, not because of this. Not all those external things are, that shit is done with, y'all. The South Node is in Libra. The external is breaking down.
Mm.
Libra is the external world. It's the other. Those old patterns are dead, y'all. So you have
You
to find a
know
new
what?
way of being. And she said, I knew it.
Well, no, no, no. I just had an internal epiphany because I just made a post about the Christ on Earth. Now I know they typically put Jesus's birthday as a Pisces, but Spirit just was saying to me, no, baby, that Jesus archetype is an Aries.
Oh,
He
yes.
was much more about, you know,
Mm,
how I can affect change anywhere I go,
mm-hmm,
how I am the example no matter
mm-hmm,
what, how I am the embodiment on earth that changes everything because I'm focused on me and what I'm doing and what I'm capable of and my powers that come from within me. I
that's
just had a
right.
light bulb moment because I just was talking about that. And I'm like, oh my God,
Mm,
Aries
that's
starts right at
good.
the Pisces mark. And so, well, right at the Pisces ending. And so it's just
Mhm.
such an interesting thing as I'm internalizing this. I was just typing up a post about, like, I just want to really give a salute to anybody who is willing to carry Christ energy, Shango energy, Heru energy, because you are the one on the earth saying, I am responsible for this.
Yes. Oh,
I see
yes.
it so beautifully in my husband. His
Mm,
birth name is Christopher. He is Christ on earth. I am
mm-hmm,
attracted to that because that exists in me. You know what I
mm-hmm.
mean? It's like, and that's who I am to my family when it comes to
Yes.
women. I am the Shango.
Yes.
I am
Yes.
the one that say, I don't give a
Mm,
shit what y'all was doing. I am
yes.
responsible. I am making change. I will love the back of me. I will love the front of me.
Yes.
In other words, my mothers, my foremothers, and my daughters after me.
Yes.
I'm gathering all of this and I am going to
Yes.
walk us to the promised land.
That's right. That's right.
That
Oh
is
my
some
God.
Aries shit for your ass, okay?
That is it. That is really it. That is really it. And we need more of us to stand up and do that.
Yes.
We need more of us to take responsibility for this reality. We need more of us to say, I'm the one.
Yes.
I'm the one.
Yes.
I will do it. We need more of us to do that. And that is what this North Node in Aries is. It is the time to stand up and be the one, right? And here's what it means. This being the one just only means mastering yourself.
Yes.
It doesn't mean you have to get anybody else to do
Nope.
anything differently. That does not mean that at all. Being the one means you really take responsibility for you and
Yes.
how you're meant to function and what you're here to do and who you're here to be and the people that you take responsibility for. And when you do, the universe will bend over for your ass, okay?
Really, I mean, this has no choice.
When you do, the universe will say, okay, there is one. And the universe will bend over for you and your needs will be met and your fears will be healed and your consciousness will be transformed. And this is the eclipse that we're having right now, y'all. This shit is not going to be a joke. And we're seeing it play out in the world, but it's time. It's time. It's time to take on that Haru. You're right, that Christ girl. The fact that you said that. Woo! Lord
And
have
Haru,
mercy.
Haru is the sun archetype. So of course
Yes.
it's Aries. Aries is the sun and Mars. You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
It only makes sense. So
That's right.
I love this piece. This is what happens when me and Monique are on the phone, y'all, and we are inviting you into these expansive conversations.
Yes.
The curiosities that we get to explore together that shifts the population around us.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
That's
We
right.
are really about self-mastery and, affecting change in our
Yes.
home. Our first
Yes.
business was named Family Priestess because Monique
Mhm.
and I have been the priestess of our families.
Yes.
We have been the one
That's right.
to say, we're here, we're
Yes.
seeing the stars saying we're going there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be the one to grab us.
Yes.
Grab us all together and make that shift.
Woo!
Through being the example.
That's
Christ was
right.
the example. He was the perfected one
That's
on
right.
earth. And not to say
Right.
perfect,
Yes. Yes.
but like the one perfecting self.
Yes. That's right. That is right.
Oh,
That is exactly what the Christ consciousness is. It's about being the one and everyone. And it's not just one. This Jesus was not the only one. Everyone is the one if you
exactly.
are willing to take on the power of it.
Yeah.
It's a place of power.
Yeah.
And it requires being responsible and anyone can do it. And the work that Gabrielle and I are doing in 13 Moons is helping people walk themselves home to their God self. That
Yeah.
is what the work is. We teach it to you through rituals and practices, and your life changes. You heal, you transform, and you become more and more in, internalized as the Christ presence
Yeah.
because you're following nature.
Yes. And we do it in 28-day
Yes.
increments. That is so important because y'all, have you ever tried to just like turn over a whole elephant in in 1 month?
Yes.
It's not sustainable. So
Right.
the work we do is in 28-day increments where you take a start and for 28 days you ride that rhythm all the way to a full circle. Yep. Then we come to a place of like, okay, peace, gratitude, good. We're starting over. This is how women had 13 months on a calendar.
Yes.
We're not inside those systems where it's 12 months a year. It's 13 months. That's what women do.
That's right.
Okay? That is the call for women to come back to nature. Because if you look at if you got a cycle app, you had 13 cycles and you had 13 menstrual cycles. Wow. This is the rhythm of women, baby.
Right. That's
we are home.
That's right. And it is pure magic and power because it's connected to the cycle, the actual woman's cycle. And what we're doing, it literally begins to wield power in the invisible realm.
Yes.
Like, I cannot fucking explain it to y'all enough, but you just have to come in and do it so you can get it for yourself.
Yes.
You will begin to watch your life orchestrate through your internal directing it with ritual.
Yes.
And it is just, it is remarkable. It's like I have so much more peace. I have, my life is working well and things fall into place and everyone around me is being lifted up even as the world feels like it's crumbling down. I'm watching people thrive and be happy, and because I understand my role.
Yeah. We are not waiting on the newscasters to tell us what tomorrow looks like, y'all.
That's
We
right.
know who we are. We are creating the reality ahead of us. And when we lock arms with sisters all over the world, because that's what's
Yeah.
already happening in 13,
Yeah.
we're locked arms.
That's right.
We are creating the change we want
Mm,
together. We're
that's
not
right.
waiting on anybody to say anything to us.
Yeah.
This is what's needed. Let's do it.
Hmm. I'm so blessed to be able to have this conversation with you out loud, Gabrielle.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Monique.
you so much.
Thank you for being so devoted to this practice. I'm about to make you cry. Thank you for being so devoted to this practice, y'all. Monique has really taken a lot of sacrifice to create a shrine for the daughters of the moons. Okay? She's taken a lot, and we're committed. We've done this
Yes.
work for years. It started as Family Priestess, now it's 13 Moons and Follow the Sun community. But Monique, you have taken a great sacrifice for women all over this planet, and I see you and I appreciate you. And you have walked me home. You have been my doula to this woman
Yes.
becoming her higher version over and over and over again. And I'm just grateful to you. I've watched you change women's lives from different tax brackets, different
Oh,
skin tones. There is no, there's no stopping you.
thank you.
There's no stopping us what we came
That's
here to
right.
do.
We're here to do this together, y'all. We need each other. And it's right here available to us. You just have to have the sincerity and the innocence to want to see it, and it'll show up for you.
Yes.
So
So
we
we'll
started.
be here every Monday at
That's
12
right.
noon. You
That's
might
right.
get some fertilizing tears from us. You may
Yeah.
not, but you will for sure get the forecast of the moon and what's going on so that women can return to their nature. We
Yes.
we're never going to stop. We're never going to
Never.
stop until
That's
we
right.
see this shift come about. And so we invite you to join us at Follow the Sun, which
Yes.
is really a rhythm of women following the moon,
Yes.
and honoring the sun at the
Hmm.
same time. And join us in our programs. Reach out to us personally if you need
Yes.
support astrologically from Monique. That is her gift. She is beautiful.
Mhm.
She will tell you what's going on in your personal codes. If you
Yes.
need support with hypnotherapy and working with your inner child, that is what I do. I help you rewire your subconscious and
Yes.
bridge a relationship with your inner child so that you
Mm.
can leverage the magic of who you really came here to be.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Ah!
Glory to the goddess.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. We
We
love
are
you
helping
all.
women wake up. I love it. We love y'all.
Make it a beautiful week.
Peace and blessings.
Bye.
Bye. Mm.